Hi there. It's 2 days after the creation of the all carbon cell. It's sort of dried out a bit. We've got 1.37 volts it's sitting at now, so it was probably shorted out. And the carbon could be, well, I don't know, because it's got the membrane coated on there, so it shouldn't really go through the membrane, but we'll test that later when we dissect this thing. So for a test of it, for a short circuit, it's probably only got a small amount. See the meters? So 5 milliamps, drops right down in voltage. And I'll turn up the charge to 10 volts. It's dead cell anyway. It's at 10 volts, it's only delivering 57 milliamps. And that's about it. And for a short on top of that, shorting now 13 milliamps. So the cell's actually really dead. Won't even run the load. So let's pull it apart. See if we can see any damage or anything. One mistake was getting electrolyte on the back surface of this graphite pad which touched the copper cell. I noticed that on the one I took off. See the discoloration on both sides? It was probably using these, and that was all the active material for the cells. Yeah, there it is, that one. See all that? I got too much electrolyte under there. And that totally must have changed the dynamics of that cell to a double copper cell, perhaps. And this zinc. There's not a lot of carbon really. Zinc plate's sort of ripply, burning into the zinc. I'll give them a wash and see. We'll weigh it now. Uh-oh. So it's actually 25 grams. It was 24 dry. So there's a gram of material all up in there. Actually that carbon plate's pretty clean, or was that one? Look, there's an arc burn from the copper. Yep, piece of copper tore out of the copper plate. Might have happened with that 10 volt charge perhaps. Yeah, this is the other one I took off earlier and substituted it with the zinc plate because I washed it, it's clean. So that was that one. After a 10 volt charge we burnt the plate, look. 2 spots. Right, so that's got a fine bit of carbon, not much, you wouldn't call that much. And the separators themselves, see along the side there? Right there, I'd say that wouldn't be really helping. I should have just spread it in the center. I'm going to try to wash these and see if the stuff comes off as well. So we're really tiny on the, it oozed out. It is really fine carbon paste though. It's all dry. Oh, it's a bit damp, see? Yeah, that was, yeah, 4 layers. Alright, I'll wash them up and see if we can clean it, and then we'll, if I can clean it, we'll put a bit of the carbon in the electrolyte in a tub so that holds it, and we'll see if we can filter any of the carbon through, and that will tell us it's touching. Till then. Okay, cleaned them up. The membranes are stained. They won't come clean. Even with a scrubbing of a toothbrush, that's all it got, and it's starting to dry and shrink. It feels like plastic now. It's probably okay, but they'll shrink up to nothing, I bet you. So I got some more going. I have one piece. I've got 2 pieces left actually of the last batch. I've got some, it actually does filter very finely, but it's clear. The carbon's not coming through the electrolyte, but the liquid is. See it there? Ah, you're not on camera. See the liquid? That was electrolyte mixed in the carbon. I think it's been there for 20 minutes. So it's taken 20 minutes to get that much electrolyte through that membrane. Actually, it works good as a filter. It's quite a fine filter. Cool. Another useful use for it. Hey. Yeah, it's damp to touch, but no carbon's coming through. Yeah, cool. So we got that thing right. Zinc cell, somewhat. Ah, that's the side of it. I cleaned it up a bit. It's a bit, not too damaged actually. It looks like that anyway. That's the side what was, oh no, that side had the copper on it and it got, no, we didn't put copper on this. That was the zinc cell completely. Disregard that. So it cleaned up alright, so not too much damage there. Bit of damage to the copper collector on this one, spilt the electrolyte, which may have screwed up the whole test, so I'm going to be careful, have a bit drier mix. But I mixed it up too much, as you do. So I got to let that evaporate. I don't want to smell the house out putting it on the stove or anything to reduce it. So that might make that a bit more concentrated, but it's embedded into the carbon. Won't matter. It's 1 molar solution still. Alright, I'll wait for everything to dry and I'll assemble a new one. Okay, while we're waiting for the membranes to dry, I'm going to make 2 carbon batteries. I've got the 2 cells in parallel from the other day, the 2 zinc cells. One cell's got carbon also coated on the zinc, and we're at 31 milliamps, 2.23 volts, and we've been running for 2 hours on a charge. I'll stop that. Okay, I got the parameters set to 30 milliamp load and cutoff voltage 0.49, disconnecting the charge. So we're somewhat down now because we were at 2 volts, but it is 2 days time from when they first were created. That somewhat holds a little bit better. Activating load. Drop pretty quickly. And if everything's like, oh, what's happening there? Weird, whatever happened. Lose connection. I don't know. Lead's not touching, no. It's all over the show. I don't think we're going to get our 20 minutes, so it might be drying out. That's the manganese dioxide cells. Leads look alright. Oh, hang on, maybe this lead. Right there is just touching. I think it's secure enough though. Still holding 1.2 volts. 1 minute though. Two-hour charge could have cooked the cell. Dried it right out. Touch one of them. Alright, I'll get back when this finishes. Okay, we got 29 minutes out of it and we only got 11 milliwatts. It's only one of the cells may have collapsed. I would say maybe the zinc one with the carbon coated on the zinc as well, perhaps. Voltage did jump up, we'll give it another run. Drops right down straight away. Good enough. I'll give it a charge again. I might put the charge up slightly. And only for an hour we'll charge it for. Connecting the charge. 2.2 we're at. Wonder if I should take that up to 2.5. Right, we'll leave it there. It's doing 100 milliamps. And we'll do it for 1 hour. Okay, till then. Okay, we made it to an hour. And turn the meters on. We're still at 84 milliamps, so not sure how well that is. And 2.7 it's raised to. Here we got 2.69 there, disconnecting the charge. Alright, we've got our 2 volts this time, sort of. Multimeter's just going to 2, 1.99 now. Alright, we'll give it another run. We charged it this time slightly higher in voltage though. It's only a 1 molar solution. I'm going to start going up in molar solutions soon to see the differences. Seems to be holding well. I'll get back when it's done. Oh, looks like 1 hour's charge. It's half its milliwatt hours, and only 10 minutes, if that. Somewhat drying out, I'd say. Alright, I'm gonna construct those other cells tomorrow. I'll wait for my sheets to dry. The carbon coated one with the cellulose acetate, and the plain one just painted with cellulose acetate. So we'll give them both a try. It's not fantastic carbon, hasn't been activated or anything, not yet, but alright, till tomorrow. Back. I'm trying to find which cell's the dodgy one. I'm pretty sure it's this one with the carbon painted on the zinc cell. I was aiming for half hour charge, but we're at 44. It's down to 9.5 milliamps and it's up to 3.3. That's probably, it's overkill. We'll do the other one at 44 minutes as well. These cells only run for about 15 minutes or something, and 7 milliwatt hours. Alright, I'll disconnect the charge. Okay, and we'll set it in motion. We've got 30 milliamp load again. Whoa! That one just went straight off. Well, there you go. Maybe that's the broken cell. Or it's dried out. Try again, might have been a glitch. No glitch. Take off some. Go to 1. Alright, try now. Nope. Alright, so that cell looks a bit dodgy. Let's check the connections. Try again. Could have cooked the cell. Try a short circuit, see if it's got something more than a milliamp in it. Well, it's got 7 milliamps in it. No, short circuit. Hooking up the motor drops the voltage completely. Oh, wrong clamp. Maybe this cell's alright. Short circuit. Only 2 milliamps. Drops that. Hook it up to the charge for a bit. Increase the charge, who cares? Alright. Short circuiting. Long short circuit. 50 milliamps. Oh, This cell seems to be the right one. Runs the load. Alright, I'll try a 44-minute charge on this one at the 2 volts, just above. Alright, I'll reset the timer. So that cell's the dead cell, perhaps. We'll find out after we get to 44 minutes again. Maybe 44 minutes kills the cell. It's about, 4 days now since we filled them up. Alright, I'll be back in 44 minutes. Okay, back with the other cell, the carbon on the zinc electrode. We're at 29 milliamps and 2.9 volts. Okay, let's see how long this one runs for. Alright, we're all set up. Disconnecting the power supply. Oh, there we go. Alright, so this one may be working. It's a higher voltage, but let's find out for sure. Alright, somewhat better than the other one. That's alright. I got the cut-off voltage down low, but don't matter. Still, I don't think it's going to get 7 milliwatts. So both cells are pretty bad shape after 4 days. Oh, what happened? Okay, we decided to do something strange. They most likely just dried out. They're water-based electrolytes. It's only just wrapped up lightly. There's probably holes in there or something. Might pull them apart and drop some electrolyte in there and see what goes on. Getting some weird stepping. Not loose contact, I'm wobbling them. Yeah, so they're pretty both depleted. Alright, well, I'll pull them apart and see what damage we can see. I'll set that up. Okay. This one, it's damp, but I think the electrolyte got under the copper. So what we'll do, we'll polish this up. There's copper colouring on the carbon pad. Feels damp. Okay, put it back together. Alright, let's see if that was the problem. Okay, our voltage looks good. We'll do a short circuit. We're at 28 milliamps. I think that's a bit better. I'll try a slight charge. Alright, that's about 30 seconds on about 6 volts. It still drops pretty bad, so cleaning that wasn't the cause. Might have not helped, but I don't think doing that fixed it. So see if we can open it. Feels damp. Not a lot of carbon in there. We'll put some electrolyte, just straight zinc sulfate for this one. It's only on one of the, oh no, there's only 2 layers. We'll probably destroy it if we peel it off of the copper, the zinc. Okay, short circuit test. Still only 22. We'll give it a slight charge at high voltage. I think it's up near 6. Okay, that's about 30 seconds. Disconnecting. Going again for a test. It still drops pretty high in its voltage. No, that was even worse. So we'll have to have a look at the zinc surface if we can. Pretty stuck to it. Yeah, now it's tearing. Yep. Tore a piece off. Probably oxidized. It's got a funny smell to it. Smells like rubber or something. Give the zinc plate a clean. I was going to make this, I was going to turn it into a copper one. A carbon on the zinc side. short circuit. Alright, 51. We're up in our milliamps. So it looks like the zinc surface was oxidized and we weren't getting through, so we'll give it a charge again. And that's about 30 seconds. Okay, we're looking better. But this is the test right here. Nope, still not all that great. More electrolyte, perhaps. Adding some electrolyte. Oh, there we go. The electrolyte's getting in now. So we had some zinc surface problems and dry cell. Okay, so the drying out is probably the main issue. Or you could say the oxidization. Or was it oxidized? Did I wet it not enough? Perhaps. I just squirted it all down the side of it then. Way more than a couple of drops I put in earlier. Don't forget, we pulled the cell apart and we split everything up. It was all torn apart sort of in there. But that's a bit better run than the other one. Check that out for a curve. Okay, wonder what the issue with the carb. This one will I'll just start soaking it with some electrolyte now, I reckon. And we won't pull that one apart until we soak it. So I should probably stick to the wet tubs since I'm a water-based electrolyte, because it's hard to see how long the cell's going to actually live for like this. Give it a bit more electrolyte. I'll turn the cell upside down and put some in the other end. There we go. Holding the cell upside down, let it soak in from the other way. So we're climbing, now we're going back down sort of. Might pull the other one apart. Alright, so electrolyte issues with that one. That's good enough for now. And I'll try the other one. I just soaked it while we were watching that in some electrolyte. Somewhat just around the edges. I couldn't peel it open, it's stuck. So we'll see if this one's improved. Alright, 1.4 volts. Short circuiting. 50 milliamps. We'll give it a charge. Okay, that's about 30. And we'll do a run on the carbon coated on the zinc cell. Oh yeah, that one's still impressive. We didn't split this one apart though. I just poured it in from the sides. So it's still valid to have the carbon on the zinc side. It's hard to tell now. I destroyed the cell pretty much when we split it open. Part of it tore off, we could be leaking. Alright, so the cell's not too bad. All we gotta do is try to fix the drying out of the electrolyte. Maybe some sort of gel. And this one looks okay now. These were manganese dioxide as the carbon from recycled new batteries, not old ones, new ones. Well, while we're sort of waiting for that one, I'm going to put the making of the other cell. I have, we're going to do two different all carbon cells. One is like Kev Woolcroft's side, way he's doing it, with the carbon and the separator painted on it, and the other one's just the separator. And I've got the electrolyte in there with the carbon for the other one, but I put too much electrolyte, so it's really runny. So I'll use this as the electrolyte for both of them, even though it's still got a bit of normal. It's the same carbon which is coated on there, which is the sugar one, ground up for 40 hours in the ball mill. It's ultra fine, and nothing, no manganese or anything like that, and just Epsom salts at 1 molar and zinc sulfate at 1 molar, 50-50 put in here. I think it's about 15 mil of each, and plus the carbon mix up in here. But as you can see, it's like, ooh, it's too runny. But it was going to take days. I think it will still work on this one, but not the white one. And for the pads, we're just using our carbons. I'm going to have to break one of them apart because I've only got 5 of these and I'm one short. Okay. So we might as well get this one going. So this one's going to be our first test, the black carbon coated paper towel. I'll put a smidgen of this on it. I don't want it oozing out the side this time, so it's going to be slightly down on power. If not, it's going to look even more impressive. We've got slightly more on there. Have to steal the collector. Oh, whoops. I didn't need to steal the collector. I got 2 collectors. 3 of them. Greedy cell. Alright, don't know which one's the positive yet, or the negative. This thing's still running. I'll turn the light off. We're at 4 milliwatt hours, so yeah, we'll get our 7, so that cell's pretty still valid with a bit of extra electrolyte after 4 days, but that's manganese dioxide. Okay, we'll hook up connect the other cell that we just made, the all carbon cell with the carbon coated somewhat on the separator. Is that the right way? Nope. Okay, alright, it's about the same voltage as it was before. Any short circuit currents? 2 milliamps. We're breaking records. Alright, we'll charge it up with the heavy voltage. Okay, that's about 30 seconds. Now we're holding voltage and testing. Hey, not too bad. It's only what was on the separator was 0.2 grams. Goes on very thinly. And then what I put on there in the electrolyte, I don't know, who knows, but it's not very thick. Most of it's at the bottom. I didn't give it a good stir yet. In a couple of days this will probably be a good electrolyte. It's going to be 43 in the coming days, degrees C, so I'll put it out in the sun, it'll help. So that's not too bad for a 30-second charge. All carbon cell with zinc and Epsom salts as the electrolyte. Again, it's gonna dry out again, but we can work on those issues later. But definitely a great idea. The carbon on the towel sort of thing. It makes battery making pretty simple, and the light ones. They actually give good voltage with no electrolyte. Oh, no, hang on. Some of them do, some don't. This one actually is up to 15 key. Oh no, I can't do that. As a resistance. So if these work out really well, you could just, like Kev says, paint everything. And it makes a simple cell. Oh, here we go, we're out the power. Alright, I'll give it a half-hour charge first up, and hopefully I'll get back in time for it. I'll put it down on 2 volts though, not so high. Still running, but she's going to die because we got a 0.1 volt. So that delivered 1 milliwatt hour after 30-second charge. But still, that's not too bad for the amount of carbon and the electrolyte type. Alright, set the voltage at 2, check it. Alright, we're at 1.9 for the voltage. We're doing 122 milliamps. That's not too bad for that size voltage. It's going to dry the cell out though, but we're only testing. Alright, so I'll give it half hour and I'll hopefully get back in that half hour. Okay, we're coming up to the half hour. We're at 37 milliamps and 2.19. Okay, time we set up. The multimeter and that is matching perfect. Alright, disconnecting the charge. We're dropping heaps. 1.6 and for a run. Somewhat, not too much material in there anyway. All carbon. A homemade carbon. Not activated though. I think it ran better the first time we charged it up at high voltage. Let's just check that out. Could have dried out by now. Alright, well turn it up to about 6 volts. Give it 30 seconds. Alright, 30 seconds. Oh yeah, not enough material for a half-hour charge, maybe. Seems to work better on small charges at high voltage. this is running, I think, longer than that last one after a half-hour charge at only 2 volts. Weird. Probably just dissipates its power or something. I have no idea. Well, I'll let that run and we'll see what we get out of it. And I'll clean this cell up because I need the 2 carbon graphite pads for the other cell we'll test. Okay, we only somewhat ran a little bit longer than when I just turned off. We got 1 milliwatt hour and 2 minutes on that cell. So I'll make the other cell. Could be settling in still too. I'll test them later as well. Okay, I'll give this one a better mix now because we want the carbon. I'll repeat these again later when this dries out a bit better as well. That's a bit more sludgy. Same process, I'll put some of that on the flat spot. Separator. I haven't spread it all the way to the edges. I don't sort of want it oozing out everywhere as it did the first time. Somewhat ate the little ripples away on the last test. This one might not have been too deep. It looks like there's pits. Oh, it's already oozing out the sides. Got the right side this time. Okay, I'll try to keep it flat. Well, at least we're a little bit higher on this one, and for a short circuit we get 12 maximum. Alright, I'll give it 30 seconds. Okay, that's about 30 seconds. Let's see what the data logger has to say about this cell. Okay, charge is disconnected. We seem to be holding pretty well. Could be more carbon, perhaps. This one, the carbon could be touching through the paper. Carbon is too fine maybe. I mean, when you open this jar, when it's dry, the powder just floats up. This one's sort of showing a hump. It's a bit of a capacitor. Well, it should be. So the next question is, this my carbon and manganese dioxide on the other side perhaps. We hit our 1 milliwatt hour so far. I think the total, this one, it's probably got a lot less carbon. That data logger is struggling to keep the 30 milliamps up, I think, with that wiggle. It's adjusting itself. Alright, so we'll turn that one down, about 2 volts on the charger, and we'll give that one a charge for a half hour. Since we did the other one, might as well keep it consistent. This one has a bit more carbon, I think, so it should be able to handle it. So connecting the charge. 2.1 going up. Starting the timer. Oh, I think I stopped the timer. Alright, 131 milliamps. Or should I do the 15 minutes instead? Alright, I'll try 15 because it's coming up to 3 p.m. It's at 3 p.m. already. Alright, I'll get back in 15. Just over 15. We're still at 95 milliamps and 2.4 volts. Right, stop this. Disconnect the charge. Right, we dropped, we're holding on 2.1. So that was a 15-minute charge on just the separator and the carbon on top of the separator and under it. Same carbons. It's looking okay. I'm going to try another layer on top of this and some real electrolyte for it. Alright, I got carried away with making too many videos because I ran out of memory again. Go figure that one out. This is going to be a long video. Alright, we only got 8 minutes, 4 milliwatts. So that wasn't too badish. I'm have another black piece of the carbon separator soaking in the electrolyte here. I'm going to put another piece in that other cell, the first cell we had. I won't add any carbon. That's all the carbon. It's sort of somewhat dry actually. I might actually put some electrolyte on there. We don't want too much, it might go everywhere. Actually, it absorbs. Oh, whoopsie. Goes everywhere. Does indeed. Alright, as I was saying, it's absorbing that quite well. Alright, time I retrieve the other one out of here. Oh, ran out of room. Oh. Okay, don't know what's going to really go on, but here goes. Okay. Got the right side. We'll do a short circuit. We're at 0.1, so we're up again. Only 12 milliamps. Alright, give it 30 seconds. And that's about 30 seconds. We're at 1.92 and 1.8, 1.6. We're dropping fast. Alright, testing it. This was the 30-second one. I will give it 15 minutes and we'll compare. The other one ran for 8 minutes and 4 milliwatt hours. I'll write that down. Oops, we didn't get long on 30 seconds on that one. I think it's got a lot to do with the carbon amount. That's extremely fine amount of carbon. Okay, connecting the charger, setting the timer. Alright. I'll see everyone in 15 minutes. Okay, we're coming up to our 15 minutes. 41 milliamps this time, 2.6. And I'll disconnect the charge. Good, that dropped down. Oh, we seem to be higher here in our 15 minutes. Oh no, we're going down now. Takes a bit. Alright, running. So we got to beat, where was it? I wrote it down. 4 milliwatt hours in 8 minutes. Well, so far the wattage is up, so we might head that way. It's still probably under the material amount compared to that other cell. And when we get this figure, we'll connect them in parallel and see if it's doubled, maybe half, a bit more, or bad results. Alright, I'll let that do its thing. Alright, we're at 3 milliwatts, nearly 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes, and it's not going to get any more. But the cell is a different construct and it's probably got a lot less in it. So it's performing not too bad. And there we go, we cut off. Alright, so I'll connect them in parallel. Now I think this one's a positive, negative on this side as well. Yep. Okay. Positive, positive, negative to negative with the green. We'll do a 15-minute charge again. Same voltage as before, which is 1.8. Alright, I'll get back in 15. Okay, went a minute over the 15, so we're at 16 minutes. Still at 80 milliamps, 2.4 volts. We actually run 17 minutes. This is the two carbon cells in parallel. Disconnecting the charge. Yeah, we drop down. Alright, running the test. So we're going to get 7 milliwatts with the two combined. One was 4 milliwatt hours and the other one was 3 milliwatt hours. It's looking okay at the moment, still above 2, but we haven't hit a minute. They seem to be a lot better connected in parallel. We're still at 1 molar solution of electrolyte. I'm gonna see if I can actually dissolve 4 molar solution in the zinc sulfate first. I'm struggling to get 1 molar dissolved. I just picked a number for 4. If it performs good with 4, we'll back it off to 2 and we'll see what we get with 2. Alright, I'll let that run its course and I'll be back. Oh, it just stopped then. I was turning on the phone and we got 7 milliwatt hours, so that's combined the 3 and the 4 from the other cell exactly, even through the loss of these massive cables compared to this voltage. So that's not too bad, but the recovery is not too great. Loads all off, yep. So that's not too bad actually. They don't have much material, it's not fantastic carbon we got in there, I don't think. I don't know. We'll have to do a comparison with activated charcoal as well, I guess. So I'm going to give it an hour's charge, same voltage. No, half hour. Oh, yeah, I'll aim for half hour first. Connecting. Alright, I'll be back in half hour. Okay, we're at 31 minutes and we're at 81 milliamps on the gauge. And we have 2.3 with the charge connected, disconnecting. Okay, it dropped, good. Alright, we'll do a run, but I'll set it up in time lapse. Okay, that was an impressive run. We got 8 milliwatt hours out of it this time and 12 minutes. It's still running now, but we're not. It was at 7 milliwatt hours around about 0.9 of a volt, and then time it got to 0.7, clicked over 1 more and it's probably not going to show up anyway. So that's not too bad for 2 carbon cells completely. Probably looking at 2 grams of material, just a bit more, a bit less perhaps. And oh yeah, slight little voltage recovery. Doesn't recover as quick as the zinc cell does. But it actually looks like it's quite doable to do all carbon cell. It's like, I think the voltage has got something to do with those graphite pads or something. I'm not sure. Being so high. Well, you wouldn't call this high, but after a charge it is. Could be the membrane working nice and good on a piece of paper towel. Might do some layering later, but I might post this video, and thanks for watching.